What's up, guys? It's Wednesday, August 27th, and welcome back to DCTV and a brand new episode presented by Total Wireless, the official wireless provider of UFC. They're in your corner with unlimited 5G data that will not slow you down. So, I've been away a little bit, kind of getting my fight team going and everything, and we've been working, but I gotta tell you guys, I didn't even imagine that it would go as fast as it has. We've got 3 guys fighting Contender Series, 1 guy fighting Noche UFC, with so many more on the verge of getting a chance to break through and get into the UFC. So, very happy coach right now. Another happy coach is my friend Khabib Nurmagomedov, because why wouldn't he be, right? When you are coaching some of the best fighters in the world and a great team, as a coach, you can ask for nothing more. But there's only one prize pupil of Team Khabib, and that's Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is the UFC, or was the UFC lightweight champion. Now, Islam obviously is fighting for the welterweight title against Jack Della Maddalena in New York, if you are to believe what Khabib said at his last sit-down. Khabib has a lot of thoughts on not only Islam in his career and influence, but he also has a lot of thoughts on the 155-pound division as a whole, the division that he once ruled with an iron fist, which is now ruled by the new champion, Ilia Topuria. We have spoke so much about all the confusion at 155, all the issues at lightweight, especially with the new champ and then the old champ going up and Patty going into the octagon when he wasn't supposed to, and all these other things. But when asked straight up who Khabib thought the best lightweight in the world was, he said, without a question, it was Arman Tsarukyan, right? Stating, I don't believe that Ilia would have much of a chance, he told Kamil Gadzhiev, championship rounds. Arman fights too well at range against strikers. He keeps his distance well, works better with his kicks, and now Arman's improved a lot. He has footage that he can study and analyze. If they fought 3 years ago, maybe he would have been cautious. But now you can clearly see what dangers Topuria brings. I believe that right now, Arman Tsarukyan is the best lightweight in the world. I understand that. I understand all that he said, right? Because that's not just Khabib not liking Ilia Topuria. That's not Khabib just saying something that is against the guy that his prize people seems to have an issue with. This is a pretty good breakdown. Here's where I differentiate from him when it comes to the thought. All we've seen Ilia Topuria do is beat people up. And honestly, for as much better as Arman's gotten, Ilia's gotten better too. Now, I am by no means saying that Arman cannot fight Ilia Topuria, and he might be the best lightweight in the world. But Topuria has the belt now, and because of that, and the way that he looked doing it, Ilia Topuria is the best lightweight in the world to me. Why? Because common opponents, I know MMA math doesn't work, but in common opponents, Ilia Topuria did away with Charles Oliveira. Say Charles Oliveira fought the wrong fight, whatever. But he had moments against Arman Tsarukyan. He never looked in the fight with Ilia. And honestly, not many people have. Max Holloway fought well at the beginning of the first round. Josh Emmett had no chance. He just got beat on the whole time. Very few people. The worst we saw was when the kid from England, Jai Herbert, dropped Ilia. But then ultimately he got up and he finished him. Topuria is tough. He's very, very good. So that's where I disagree. But for the most part, I do agree with his assessment. Arman's much better today than he was before. Arman has improved tremendously. Arman's big and physical, so that could be an issue. But I don't know, man. It's hard to look at Ilia Topuria and feel like if you're not watching him fight Islam Makhachev, you're watching the best guy in the weight class. Just the truth. Khabib also said Arman can take people down. That's something we haven't really seen Ilia deal with much. But if I'm being honest, people tell me that Ilia's real base is as a grappler. So I don't know. But Arman is a tremendous wrestler. Physically strong, big. He's a real lightweight that could possess some skills that could potentially be an issue. Arman has good elbows on the ground. Very good elbows. He can grapple, submit, take the back. I'd say it's 80-20 in Arman's favor. His wrestling pressure, physicality, all of that matters. He's taller by almost 10 centimeters, if I'm not mistaken. He's heavier. And on fight night, he'll be the bigger man. And of course, wrestling plays a huge role, especially in fights like this. This part of Khabib's assessment, outside of the 80-20 Arman, that's more of a 50-50, 60-40 fight. But outside of that, I agree with the assessment. I believe that if there are issues to be had for Topuria, Tsarukyan can present them because he has good wrestling. I know, like I said, I've been told Topuria has better wrestling grappling than he does most other things. But all I've seen him do is knock people out. I haven't seen him deal with a wrestler at the caliber of Arman Tsarukyan. Josh Emmett's a good wrestler, but he's not Arman. He's not as big. He's not as physical. He doesn't present the same skill set and problems that Arman Tsarukyan could potentially present for Ilia Topuria. So, yes, I agree there. 80-20 is crazy, though. Come on, man. 80-20 is hard when anyone's fighting. 80-20, the only time 80-20 could be thought of in fights has been in the case of Khabib and John Jones. They're the only people that have gone through this whole thing without losing. They are the only two. So you could have possibly said, well, yeah, it's probably 80% that guy's way because they never lose. But guess who else hasn't lost? Ilia Topuria. So to put him on the opposite side of that 80-20 is crazy to me. I don't believe that for one second. I really do disagree with Khabib on that one. That's one that there is not a guy in the world that I believe is going to beat Ilia Topuria 8 out of 10 times. That's just the truth. So, and I'm looking down at my notes here. Islam was doing a Q&A the other day. A fan asked him, could you please come back and deal with Ilia Topuria? And Islam said, as you wish. So, it feels to me, especially when hearing what I heard from Islam himself, my super fight is with Ilia Topuria, not Khamzat Chimaev. It feels to me like we're closer to that becoming a reality than we might have been before. Before, I don't know that we were going to get Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. But now, it feels like we really are starting to work our way towards those guys getting locked inside an octagon. And that could be something as simple as Islam going, absolutely, I'll do it. You're my pleasure. Take care of Ilia. My pleasure. Would a fight with Khamzat be more intriguing? Or no, I would rather fight Topuria. That's the fight. We'll be fighting for the number one pound spot. It just seems to me like Islam is more and more open to the idea that he's going to fight Ilia Topuria. And I know that Ilia Topuria wants this. So there's more movement in that regard in terms of these guys finally fighting and coming together. I just don't know how soon it could happen. Dude, Islam's got a big fight with Jack Della. Even Khabib said, hey, this guy's very good. He's seen everything. He's a very difficult opponent for Islam. I know what challenges we face. And we know that Ilia Topuria, it's going to be Paddy Pimblett or Arman Tsarukyan. And there's no guarantee to get through those. It's a very tough time. But at least they're speaking of each other. Before we had Ilia talking and Islam kind of no-selling him and ignoring him. Now we have both of them talking. And when they both start talking, that makes for a dynamic that tells us that those guys are maybe about to fight. Or at least they're open to fighting. And that's what we want when you got two of the best fighters in the world in the same weight class. Guys, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for supporting everything that I do. I love and appreciate all of you. All right, guys. Hey, it's the boy DC, your favorite podcaster and also a role partner. And of course, fellas, when you're in or you're out of the bedroom with your partner or that significant other, you have got to satisfy their needs as you try to satisfy your needs. It's so important. Hey, the one thing about Ro, when you're in the bedroom, our guys at Ro Sparks, they got your back. With his long-lasting functionality, Ro Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who want more controlled erections. And it doesn't take long either, because after they dissolve, They work in about 15 minutes on average. Ro connects guys with medical providers 100% online, so you don't have to waste time in the waiting room. And if approved, treatment ships directly to your door. For me, honestly, it's a no-brainer. Ro is a must-have, guys. Trust me. New sex health patients get $15 off of their first order of Ro Sparks on the recurring plan. So connect with a provider at RODOTCO/DCTV. Ro.co/DCTV to find out if prescription Ro Sparks is right for you. Guys, that's RODOTCO/DCTV for $15 off of your first order. Hey, get them Ro Sparks. I'm telling you, they work.